Welcome to Boulder. Welcome to Colorado Law School. And welcome to Silicon Flatirons. My name is Brad Bernthal. I'm the executive director here at Silicon Flatirons. Just by a show of hands, how many of you are here from Boulder, Denver, Front Range area? Look, folks, how many are from outside of that area? Let's see, from DC? International, we have some international. Welcome, fabulous to have everybody here here in Boulder. How many people have been to the Flagship Conference before? Just by show of hands? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, welcome home. The Flagship Conference draws people here again and again and again, and people often travel long distances to be here. We're grateful to have you here in Boulder. And it's interesting to reflect on why people keep coming back to Boulder. One straightforward answer is the Flatirons out there don't hurt at all. But additionally, I think the linchpin of this is that this conference helps us all see around the next corner. Silicon Flatirons is not necessarily decades ahead. We're really not futurists, but we bring together people who dig deeper into the technology policy issues that matter. And the discussions today and tomorrow are going to be intellectually nourishing. They're going to consider first principles. They're going to identify maybe unexpected but common interests between people who may come to different conclusions. We're going to sharpen some areas of disagreement. And if past repeats, we're going to reveal some new ways of thinking about technology policy. Overall, these discussions help us see individually and collectively around the next corner. In these introductory remarks, I'm going to do three things over the next 5 minutes or so. First, I'm going to give you a little snake oil about Silicon Flatirons. Second, I'm going to preview about where we're going today. And three, identify three goals for the conference. First, a few words about Silicon Flatirons. We operate within the triangle of technology, law and policy, and entrepreneurship and innovation. There's plenty of things within that triangle that we don't do, but as you're looking through for the through line of all of our activities, that's where we are active. The Silicon Flatirons way is a fundamental belief that the best public discussions like the ones you're going to see today and tomorrow involve multiple perspectives. We're going to convene individuals who are active in government and active in policy regulation, shoulder to shoulder with people from private interests and companies, shoulder to shoulder with individuals who work in public interest, and shoulder to shoulder with academics. And we think that by convening these multiple perspectives, we get to better answers collectively than we would individually. The past year ranks as one of the most productive years in Silicon Flatirons history. I'll crow a little bit. We've done 20 plus events, had over 3,000 attendees. Also, really cool, one of our participants, Richard Witt, has a new book called Reweaving the Web. Richard gave what was just a dynamite talk at the time last year about agential AI or agentic AI and where this might be going. That's a talk that looks even smarter today than it did a year ago now. And he has written a book called Reweaving the Web. We are going to be selling this, and Richard has donated these books, or at least the proceeds. So if you buy Reweaving the Web out front, all the proceeds are going to go to Silicon Flatirons. Richard, many thank yous and congratulations on getting that book out the door. Yeah. All right, where are we going today? So I'm getting pretty happy with myself. This is my third year as executive director, if you count some interim, and I'm getting pretty good at this title thing. So last year we had Global Fractures in Technology Policy. I thought it was a pretty cool title. And I spoke to my colleague, Deep, and I'm like, yeah, we got this conference, and it got this fascinating title, The New Federalism. So, and Deep does a lot of work in immigration, constitutional law. He's the director of our Byron White Constitutional Center. And I said, Deep, do you know anything about federalism? And he said, Brad, I wrote a book called The New Immigration Federalism. And So I didn't feel as original and creative about my title at that point. But nonetheless, Deep is here to get us started. I've talked him into, he's been clear. He does not come from a deep policy technology background, but it's going to be a great way to talk about conceptions of federalism at the start. After his kickoff talk, we're going to turn to our first panel, which is federal deregulation and state roles, which is going to take up a set of really interesting issues, particularly with the incoming administration. It's widely expected there'll be several moves in favor of deregulation. What does that mean at the state level, and is that going to entail preemption? There's some very interesting legal questions there, among others, and so that's going to be the first panel. After that, we're going to move into a keynote with Dan Caruso. Dan is an entrepreneur, was the founder and longtime CEO at Zayo in town. And he's going to be talking about a new book that he's got called Bandwidth, which is going to be definitely relevant to the lived experiences of many in this room in terms of the build out of the infrastructure behind the internet. And then Dan will also be talking about not just the past of technology industries, but where this might be going in terms of lessons from bandwidth for the future of space, quantum, and other industries that are coming down the road. Then we have a lunch break. After that, we go to our flagship panel, which will take up the topic of the new federalism. And in particular, there'll be a focus on state activity and more muscular state activity in the areas of privacy, data security, and artificial intelligence, and what it looks like for states to build muscle to regulate in areas that, at least in the recent decades, they've not been particularly active in. Also will address issues for companies trying to navigate a potential patchwork of state regulations. Following that, we are going to turn to AI regulation, examining models of governance at the state level. Everyone wants to talk about DeepSeek. I was bending Harry Surden's ear about that last night. But I want to talk about my venture capital exam, which last year, ChatGPT put up an impressive B- on, and this year finished 5th in my class. As everyone knows, this is as dumb as that thing's going to get, which is a really interesting moment that hit home for me in terms of where this is going. In Colorado, we have the first state-level AI regulation in the nation, which is super interesting. We have the co-sponsor of that bill here to talk about it. We also have some members of the emerging company community that have had some reservations about where that is going, and that's going to be a really interesting set of discussions this afternoon. Finally, we have a fireside chat. Alan Davidson is going to be here, his first public remarks since rolling off his leadership role at NTIA. And then we were going to close with the debate. For those who have not seen our annual debate, this is a lot of fun. And I think that was Paul Ohm who was wooting himself on the debate, which has a very provocative topic that resolved children 16 and under should be banned from the internet. So that's going to be today's debate topic. Finally, 3 goals for this conference. First, intellectually nourishing discussions. The table is set. I'm really looking forward to what's going to follow. Second is we hope to make this a homecoming. Welcome back to all of you who have been here before. For those who are here for the first time, I hope you have a terrific set of experiences today and tomorrow, and we hope that you'll come back again. Please let myself and our team know if we can help in any way in terms of making this a worthwhile experience for you. And third, and at the core of Silicon Flatirons, is to propel our students at every turn. Students, do we have some students who are here in the room? You are going to see students at every turn of the conference, whether it's introducing panels, whether it's us recognizing students in awards, students getting involved in other ways, volunteering behind the scenes. We have a terrific tradition here at Silicon Flatirons. Please take time to find a student, go out of your way to talk to them. Students take advantage of truly the world-class expertise that's here in the world of technology policy. So that is where we're going. We've got a tradition here at Silicon Flatirons. Please take 2 minutes, find someone you've not met before today, introduce yourself, and we'll get underway. Go.